The next drill we're going to do with offensive linemen is called the mirror score drill. And I think this might be one of the most important drills in football. One, because it teaches a player to move laterally while keeping his base. And then at the end of this drill, after we get him moving, we're going to add a little score, a little competition to the drill. But I think this is a good drill for all positions to learn. It's teaching some great football fundamentals, staying in a hitting position, moving your feet without getting your feet tangled up, and then we'll teach a punch retreat as part of this drill. This is the mirror score drill that I think an offensive lineman should do every single day. The concept of the drill is we have two bags, make this about 4 yards apart, and our offensive player is going to shuffle, staying in a hitting position with his eyes right on the midsection of the defensive player. A couple coaching points. He wants to keep his feet up underneath him at all times. He doesn't want to step and pull. He wants to move both feet at once, so his feet are always about the same distance apart. Now, to do this, you don't have to pick your feet up off the ground. You can shuffle your feet. One of the greatest offensive line coaches of all time, Mr. Chuck Noll, who was the head football coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers when I was a young coach at Penn State. And I used to go down and listen and learn as much as I could from Coach. This is when the Steelers were really good up front offensively. They had some of the great offensive linemen in the league. But his principles and fundamentals should be taught at the youth football level. And this is what Chuck said about moving laterally. When you teach a player to do this drill, if you let him reach with his hands to get to that shield, he's going to cheat and he's going to get beat and get bad position. But if you teach him to lead with his hip and get his hip the whole way over to this, then his body's going to get there. And if you teach him that he's got to cut him off at the pass with his hip, then he's going to shuffle, and if that hip's first, then the rest of his body will follow. So we're going to do a drill, and I'm going to emphasize lead with the hip, lead with the hip. Here we go. Break. Go. Just back and forth. Both feet up underneath you at once. Shoulders back, stop. Excellent. Good job. You want to always lead with the hip. We're going to do it one more time. Back and forth. When I say stop, you stop too. Okay? Defensive player will stop, offensive player will stop. But don't let him even psychologically think he can beat you to that corner. You cut him off. Go. Walking back and forth, stay low, shuffle. There you go. The whole way to the bag, whole way to the bag, stop. Okay. That's the mirror. Now we're going to add a little mirror where I'm going to let him change direction at his choice, the defensive player. Okay, Dave, hop in here now. You get on defense. Now back up here. Always stay about 3 yards back. Now you can head fake and move back and forth, but don't try to score yet. Back and forth this way. Now, what I've found is to make this really tough is get a little smaller player on your lineman and really make him work to stay on it, so that when he has to go against the bigger lineman, he's already worked against the real quick, smaller player. All right, here we go. Another thing about the duration, this is not a conditioning drill. 3 to 4 seconds is long enough for this drill. 3 to 4 seconds is plenty long. Okay, here we go. Break. Go. Dance. Make them dance. That's good. Stay, hustle, stay on them. Stay with them. Stay with them. Get your shoulders back. Don't get overextended. Sit back in that chair. Sit back in that chair. Stop. Okay, good. The next phase of this drill is we add a little competition. Now the defensive player, I'm going to allow him to try to step across that white line and score, but immediately then jump back and keep the drill going. So it's a continuous drill, and you see how many times that defensive player can step across and score a point, get back and keep going within the time frame allotted. Okay, step out in front of the line now. Now we'll move the offensive player up a little bit in front of the line. All right, now that's his line to defend. Same thing. The only thing is no bull rushes allowed. If he makes contact when he stops, you got to recoil back to this red line and start again. Okay?
I just
Back, boom, try to get inside there. When he touches you, you got to come back here and start again. Spin, rotate, whatever. Okay, just, hey, Dave, just go. I want to just make sure you do the drill right. Up and back, okay? Set, go. As soon as he touches you, got to back up, got to recoil. Good job, good job. Hustle, stay back in position, Hustle, good job, Chris. Head back, stop. That was a great job by Chris there. He stayed in position. He didn't get overextended. He led with his hip, and he did an outstanding job on the mirror score drill. He stayed in good pass pro position, good hitting position with a base, and he led with his hip. And that's the whole idea of the mirror score drill. Lead with the hip, cut him off at the pass.